And you can see he outplays right at that end of that one-on-one. He just goes to the other side, the side that's closest to the bomb. It's the last place that you'd expect him to. You'd think he's going to go farther away, get to the other side, go to, you know, technically the terrorist side of the map.
And that's what Edward's thinking for sure. He just ran right into it. Taco clotheslines him, and this is it. It's within Luminosity's grasp now. One round away from match point and tournament point and their first major. What an incredible ride this has been, but it's not done yet. You can always come back and see us. It's the beauty of the game. And Navi, they're one of the best in the world. Guardian trying to do the best that he can here with the Deagle, but he will fall for an FNX. 2 big kills to put them way in the lead here in this round.
You can see kind of the thought process of Navi in that pistol round and this one. They know they have to make plays. Those very fast, aggressive flanks in the pistol round didn't pan out for them. Here, Guardian and Zeus trying to get a little bit aggressive, seeing if they can isolate one of these Luminosity players to give them some kind of an advantage. But it's been beaten back.
Oh, but Flamey refuses to give up. Nearly takes out Fallen as well. Sees, though, doing big damage. Gets 2 kills. He brings it back to a 2-on-2, and Edwards on the flank.
He's got the Mac 7 behind here. Fur going to be going down. Cold Sierra alone, Mac 10 in hand, looking for the shot here. Edwards still alive somehow, but he's going to go down. 40 seconds left. Seized is on the bomb side, but he only has 2 health left. This is a really uncomfortable 1v1 for Seized. Any mistake made, and he is out of it. And Cold Sierra, he's feeling so confident. He checks a couple of corners here and there, but mainly just runs in to put that bomb down. I don't know how Seized could possibly maintain his composure in this the round that's going to decide the grand finals, it seems.
This all comes down to patience, but yeah, Seized. There's just so little HP and no utility, no flashes, no nades, no smoke. And so this is an impossible situation, and Cold will lock it down.
Winning their first major championship.
Good thing those desks are sturdy.
Congratulations, you are the MLG Major Champions.
Thank you so much, guys. It's insane. We worked so hard to get here. We lost a lot in order to become a champion. I think this is how it works for everyone. I'm so proud of my team. Everyone keep our calm and stay together. Mirage was looking very bad in the beginning. We had a very bad T-side half. But just show how our team can do everything we want. We just need to stay calm and focus and practicing a lot.
You guys, I know that you've sacrificed an awful lot. You've moved home, you've left family at home, you've had no money, you've put money into the scene, you've helped the Brazilian Counter-Strike scene so much over the last few years. Can you sum up to me just what this means to the country of Brazil and your teammates?
Just to sum it up, this is our dream coming true. This is just insane. I don't have too more words. I'm just proud. I'd like to thank everyone who was cheering for us. It's amazing. And thanks for all the support. And I don't know, just thanks. It's our dream to play Counter-Strike competitively, and winning the biggest tournament ever on CSGO means so much to me personally, and I'm sure it means a lot to my teammates as well.
Okay, thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, Luminosity Gaming are your major champions. We also have one more trophy to award as well, which is the HyperX MLG Columbus MVP. And I'd like to announce that the winner of the MVP, if he's ready, is coldzera! And that is it from the main stage for MLG for the Major Championship. Let's get the final thoughts from Sir Scoots and the boys at the analyst desk.
Thank you very much, Red Eye. Congratulations to Fallen, to Luminosity, and to all of Brazil. Amazingly done in epic, solid fashion, especially that second map. Thorin, starting with you.
Usually these two teams make their names on the T side. They're known for their fantastic tactics, particularly Luminosity, because they're not known as one of the teams in theory that have all the mad fraggers on CT side. But CT play won them this whole final, actually. Obviously, it got them back in the game on Mirage, and then on Overpass, they were absolutely dominant on CT side. Meanwhile, Na'Vi, usually very good. They told us, they hinted at these boosts, but I mean, as we were talking about in the green room when we were saying so, just because we didn't see the boosts doesn't mean that like it was a lie or whatever. Yeah. Sometimes you have to have a very specific, obviously, spot on the map where you're going to do the boost. You have to have a position where you haven't seen someone there yet. Maybe you've got someone covering your back in a way. You have to have the right people there who can do it. Maybe one of the boosts is for an AWP, and so you have to have an AWP on Guardian. So don't put too much blame on Na'Vi in terms of that part, because we did tease you a bit that these awesome boosts would be coming out. But at the end of the day, the reason they never got the chance to do the boosts is because the smothering defense of Luminosity. And they really did take that kind of like proto Overpass CT style that we saw Fnatic actually pioneer last year and just use it very effectively, because every time Na'Vi went over to that small site, it didn't matter. There was the aggressive push up, and they had to fight at the bathrooms all the time. They were never getting into the site. If they got into the site, that was in like a 2v2 or something.
I mean, Na'Vi's biggest issue on their T side here was not locking down Fallen. Fallen was absolutely incredible, that whole CT half. Defensive, aggressive, and Na'Vi just didn't have a reply whatsoever. When he went aggressive, he got at least 2. When he fell defensive, Na'Vi did not have the nades to actually be able to actually push him back and get the site. Every single round that Fallen had an impact on, they won. It was absolutely incredible. Good job from Fallen. Fur also had an amazing game. But yeah, overall, that's why coming into Overpass and the veto process for Na'Vi, it's very important to come into the game knowing that you actually have a solid foundation, right? So you don't go in and you only have the boosts in handy, thinking that, okay, don't worry, that's going to win us the game. So, I mean, like you were saying, Duncan, maybe they weren't allowed, maybe they didn't have a chance to use them, but don't base a map off of like some new special tactic you might have found. You want to base the map off of what you feel comfortable on, and you could clearly see there on the obvious side, they were not comfortable at all on the Overpass.
In that sense, though, that's where it feels like it was too much of a gamble there. Like, I actually criticized Luminosity for this earlier against Virtus Pro, where it felt like they picked Cobblestone as like a trick map, hoping they could get something out there. If you're a team like Na'Vi, you're known for this fantastic map pool. In this particular situation, why not go with something like Cobblestone, where we know it's stronger for you than for the other team? Instead, they went with this map that's good for them, certainly. They're both very good teams on this map. But it's one of the Luminosity's specialty maps. And so in this particular scenario, I feel like maybe they kind of outthought themselves there. Maybe they thought, we're going to get in the situation, then we're going to do these cool boosts that's going to throw them off. They're going to be thinking that they can beat us because they beat us last time. Maybe all these different thoughts went through their head, whereas instead they should have just gone for a map that's very solid. Na'Vi has really won many series playing Cobblestone. I think they got a bit too ahead of themselves. Then again, they had Mirage, that was the first one, so they knew they weren't out of it.
Richard, your thoughts?
I mean, obviously there was a little bit of tilt going on there, but let's be real. I think this is one of the moments tournaments, they'll look back and they'll be like, Overpass is actually a very bad pick for us. Because if you look at it statistically, Luminosity have played this map 11 times, not including Brazilian teams, and they've won 8 times. One of their defeats came against, I think, obviously the Fnatic one famously, with an overtime. They also did lose to Cloud9 and Selfless, kind of online, but that's while they were preparing for the major, trying out new things. All the other victories they've got in this map are solid, and it includes wins over Na'Vi. So why they went with Overpass, it's a little bit of a mystery. And you can see as well, we've talked about how close they are over the course and of the tournament, how they're so alike and how they play, and there's nothing between them. Well, Na'Vi just got blew out. So obviously there was something going on at halftime. You know, we saw Flamey was sat by himself for a little period of time. So it's a combination of the fact that I think they mentally were perhaps a bit overconfident with this map pick, and then they did literally crumble under the pressure. So yeah, just really, really disappointing, because this is definitely the major Na'Vi should have won.
Certainly, yeah.
If Cluj was heartbreak for them, I don't know how this must feel, because this was there for the taking.
And actually, the thing is, when I was talking to some of the MLG people before, and they were doing one of the interviews to set up the pre-game kind of package that we saw there, when they asked me about Na'Vi and like, how do you define this team, how do you describe them? I said, one of the interesting things is, okay, maybe they can tilt. Like, I've seen Flamey get angry, I've seen C's bang the table, I've seen Zeus argue with people, but I said the one thing about Na'Vi actually is they don't choke. Like, I've only ever seen it happen once, which was the Star Ladder, and that was because Fnatic was just playing like above the way above the rim, and in a way you could never expect. So in that sense, maybe that would get to you. But it does feel like the first game was so close. It was so much in Na'Vi's hand a bunch of times, and this second game was not competitive. This is a game where, I always say this about Na'Vi, even on the maps that they're bad on, I go back in history and I look, and there's one of them, like, they'd never got below 9 rounds on. The others, they're always getting double digits, even in losses. You saw how overwhelmingly they were beaten on this map, and how once Luminosity really piled on, Na'Vi just kind of like, they just gave it up the ghost, you know, the spirit was gone. They didn't have all those crazy 2v2 wins that they'll always get to grind back in. Guardian, unfortunately, I mean, you can't blame everything on the hand, because at the end of the day, I always say it like this. When someone first gets injured, yeah, you have to mention it every now and then, but unless he ever becomes fully rehabilitated, this is just who Guardian is now. It's the same with all of Meister, I'm afraid. So they're not as good players, they're not as much impact players, and so it comes down to everyone else in Na'Vi at that point in time. It can't just be Guardian in that sense, but even so, considering at Cluj-Napoca, Na'Vi weren't as good as Envious, but Guardian might have been the best player in the whole server. He was amazing at that tournament. Unfortunately, we didn't get to see that Guardian here. Like, I feel sorry for anyone who's just tuned in to watch their first major and was like, who's this Guardian guy? I've seen all the clips about, because unfortunately you haven't seen that guy yet. And hopefully we see him soon. We really hope he gets better, because he's one of the best players of all time. But Na'Vi needed him in this final, and in the end, coldzera showed him up.
And you bring up the guy I want to talk about. We've talked about last couple of years how more and more companies are starting to give MVP trophies at the end of this. Much like sports,
love it.
We love it. It's a great additional, you know, you get the big trophy, but then you can nod to who is like that impact player.
Yep.
They gave it to coldzera. You mentioned him. Here's some impact frags, and walk us through this guy, Duncan.
It's like I said, it's always on the CT side where you'll see him AWPing, because his style is like he just holds an angle, waits to come out. On the T side, obviously he's a monster with the rifles. That's where he made his name. Actually, you're going to see all these AWPing clips now. That's mainly because of the map. There's also a map that he does it on a lot. But usually this is a rifler. I mean, this is more his bread and butter. You know, take one guy, take another one, reset. It's always got good sprays, not just instantly headshotting you. He's a very well-rounded, complete player. And not only is it great that he won for this tournament because he was the best player, but it's so fitting for the story of Luminosity. Because yes, Luminosity is the brainchild of Fallen. Like, remember, it was like a year ago in 2 months when they first appeared on the international scene at MLGX Games Aspen, and just to get an upset win, that's it. They got an upset win, and then they pieced out of the tournament. A year and 2 months later, they win the major. Yeah, Fallen constructed all that. He made the tactics, he made all the rest of it. But you need a star player. They didn't find this star player until around like August or something like that of 2015. And so we're only talking about like 6 or 7 months, and this guy is now in the position to be the MVP of a World Championship tournament. And they really have built the game off his back in terms of fragging.
Yeah, and I think what's crazy as well is when he was picked up initially, people were like really underwhelmed. It was one of those where it was like, because he was a bit of an unknown quantity.